I pulled my bottom lip into my mouth as I thought, letting my stare dart around to the few people watching us. The rest were minding their own business. Guess I haven't been ready to go out yet. Besides, it's easier to work here. I like to people watch, and it gives me a reason to put on something other than yoga pants. Also, I'm in a highly committed relationship with coffee, one I don't think your sister-in-law could have ever been prepared for, and there happens to be a lot of it here. The corner of his mouth lifted in response to my smile.
"What is it you do?"
he asked, glancing at my laptop. "I'm a writer," I answered, watching his reaction carefully. Not that his mattered. People's reactions just amused me. I already knew what his next question would be, but the following responses always varied, and they said everything about the person. His brows lifted in surprise and intrigue.
"Yeah? What kind of writing exactly?"
"Romance." The slow curl of his mouth was amused and so damn sexy.
"That right? We talking Fabio or 50 or somewhere in between?"
A startled laugh crawled up my throat. Sort of between. I write contemporary romance, but I'm definitely curious how you even threw those out there. He gestured to the side with his head toward the storefront windows.
"Savannah's really into reading. She'd probably die if she knew about you."
"I'm sure that's it," I said with only a hint of sarcasm. "Admit it, you're a closet romance reader." His eyes locked onto mine.
"Might be soon."
I sat there, trapped in his gaze, wondering what we were talking about and if it would really be so bad to let myself explore the way he made my heart race and my stomach swirl with heat before I was able to snap out of it. Sawyer looked away before I could and pulled his phone out of his pocket.
"Do you have any books out?"
"A few." The words were barely a breath as I tried to catch mine. I cleared my throat and mumbled, "Rae Jacobs. That's my name." His bright eyes flashed my way again before focusing on his phone as he tapped on it. After a few seconds, he let out a little huff.
"A few."
I watched him scroll through his phone, suddenly feeling uncomfortable for the first time in my career. My 20th book had just been published a couple months before. Not that that was something I boasted about, but it was odd watching Sawyer browse them, almost like I was nervous. And being nervous over this man was most unsettling of all.
"Shit, you're a New York Times best-selling author?"
he asked softly, then glanced at me with a look of surprise and admiration, his expression falling when he noticed mine.
"That's exciting. You should be proud of that."
"I am," I said. "No, of course I am. Those were probably some of the best days of my life." Honesty dripped from my shamed confession, and my tongue darted out to wet my lips before I continued. "I just don't really talk about it."
"Why?"
"Because I write to escape life and to create worlds for other people to escape for a little while as well. I don't write for a list." Sawyer nodded after a moment and set his attention on his phone again, but his words were for me.
"I like that."
A couple minutes of scrolling later, his face lit up.
"Hey, Ray's social media."
"Oh, God." He offered me a devastating smirk and settled deeper in his chair.
"Let's see what kind of pictures you post."
I closed my laptop the rest of the way and grabbed my coffee, nervously playing with the cup as I watched him get a peek into my life. I wasn't sure if it was better to witness every moment of it or wonder about it when he eventually stumbled onto it in private. But the faint smiles paired with the crease between his eyebrows were driving me crazy as I waited. I'd never worried what others would think of me. I'd never cared. But it had also never been this infuriating man who'd forced himself into my thoughts and offered too much of an opinion on my life. After what seemed like an eternity, he set his phone on the table, stare miles away. When his eyes finally met mine, he said,
"Those pictures and videos don't seem like you."
One of my brows lifted. Did we pass strangers without me realizing? His chest pitched with a silent laugh.
"You're just... I don't know. You seem very lighthearted and free on there,"
he said, looking pointedly at the phone, but didn't continue. He didn't need to. "Yeah, well, as soon as I got into this town, I met you, and it all went downhill from there." The lie was all a gentle tease, but he just continued to watch me, silently prompting me for the truth. Maybe I only give my readers a side of me I want them to see.
"We might be somewhere between strangers and friends, but I have a feeling from your reaction that isn't true."
"You're so invasive," I whispered.
You look away when you're lying.